Chih-Han Yu is the CEO and co-founder of Appier. It is widely known as Taiwan's first digital unicorn and is using AI and generative AI to propel its business in more than 20 countries across the world. We would love to hear your thoughts on how AI is changing how businesses operate. So do join the discussion on our social media. Chih-Han, thank you again for being part of this program. Taiwan is said to be undergoing a startup renaissance. Can you see Taiwan's next unicorn coming from the software sector?
I think software company is really, software business is really borderless. And the great company can come from really everywhere. But the most important thing is how we, as a company, can target one area that represent the big markets and also have very differentiated technology and differentiated approach for service and really grow the markets. But different from a big country, I think if we start a company in a small country, I think it's very important to think about internationalization approach from the very beginning and how one can build a global team with global talents from day one. I think the mindset is very different from you start from a company from the US or China to think about your local market first and then think about overseas market as a second priority. So the first priority is really how to think how you can build a global company and talent across the region from day one.
But that costs, that requires funding to be able to do that. In 2014, Appier, as you mentioned, received its Series A funding of $6 million from Sequoia Capital, one of the largest venture capital firms. What do you think you did right in the early stages to secure that funding?
First of all, what we have done, the most important things right is to focus on our business. And because there was no venture capital would like to fund software startup in Taiwan, so we actually gave up. We didn't think about to raise any fund outside. So we actually built a very healthy business. We built a business that is profitable, and also we grow ourselves to international market by our own profits. So we have great metrics and also unique economy. And second, we have been very relentlessly focused on hiring great talents. Having a strong initial team, you don't need to have a lot of people, but have a group of elite initial founding team is super important. And stay lean and also stay competitive with the team, and that's super important. And number three is also we have a right mindset of growing the business. We also, from day one until now, we don't think about how we may exit or how we may actually monetize from a business. We have to think about how this business can be going to long, sustaining, also thriving company. So that is actually a very important mindset from very beginning. But very importantly is after getting the first, every time we finish a funding round, is actually create additional, even higher targets and even additional responsibility, and also even stronger aspiration for us to grow.
Never taking your feet off the pedals. But going back to the whole idea of funding, how has the funding environment here for software, I would say, startups changed, or has it changed in Taiwan for companies that are looking for funding?
So the funding environment has dramatically changed over the years. There are also some of the starting to have some software fund that really focus on investing in local market and also expanding market. But very importantly, most of investors looking for to address big enough market, such as that they can grow into a sufficiently big business in the future, and that usually represent whether the team can really grow into Taiwan-focused company to a regional focus or even global focused company. So having the capability to scale business internationally has become a very important criteria for Taiwanese entrepreneur in software space to raise fund. Which is very different from hardware company.
And Appier is a great example of what can be done with the Taiwan company and Taiwan talent. But before we do that, I want to look at the ecosystem here. Let's go to 2021, when Appier became a unicorn valued at nearly $1.5 billion. But hopes of a new dawn for Taiwan's unicorn have turned into a gap behind other major markets. Not surprisingly, the US tops the table, producing half of the world's 1,500 unicorns this year. Taiwan lands at just number 41, with one unicorn joining countries like Malaysia, Senegal, and Uzbekistan. The 7 Asian countries in the top 15 include China, India, Singapore, South Korea, and Japan. Now, there's been a lot of focus and a lot of resources put into building up Taiwan's hardware and manufacturing sector over the past couple of decades, I would say. What does Taiwan need to do to produce more software companies of a global scale?
I think, first of all, we need to have more young talents or entrepreneurs feel hungry enough. Because imagining that, Taiwan also at the same time produce one of the top 10 most valuable company in the world. And that means a lot of value creation. But at the same time, that also create a lot of comfort zone for people to stay in a big company. And the opportunity cost of jump up to start company become higher and higher with a lot of TSMC, MediaTek, a lot of great company continue growing even bigger. So being hungry enough, and also secondly, having the ambition to achieve your dream. And such kind of mindset is required for you to jump out of a relatively comfortable environments, and also staying in a big company like those very successful companies. And with this company become even more successful in a small country like us, actually the gap of courage required to start a new company become even higher. And then that requires even higher courage. I think having entrepreneurship education and also having the right mindset since childhood is very, very important. And arguably, Taiwan also need a new industry, like in a lot of us, like software agent space is such an important trend in the world. We need to have more great company in Taiwan in this space.
Oh, one of the things that I've seen in your personal evolution is you've always managed to stay one step ahead, see what the next thing is, and see how you can utilize that. And right now, it seems generative AI is the buzzword of the moment. And as the use of AI and data analytics evolve and we kind of see more regulations coming into place, there still is more concern about privacy. How are you balancing that, the issue of privacy along with growing your business?
I think privacy and compliance law is the most important thing of any aspect. In fact, AI can also at the same time help to preserve privacy. A lot of the new AI technology, for example, how we can learn from the end device without really aggregate data, or how can we learn from another space data, or how we can learn from a small portion of Appier users' data and then extrapolate to the whole group of users. Those are using AI technology to protect the privacy and also while at the same time fully complying with the regulation. And such constraint also represents some of the innovation that we can we work under such constraints. And I believe that AI's future is actually helping us to bring even a better world and better life.
You're now incorporating generative AI. Can you look into your crystal ball and tell us what you're looking at next? What's on the horizon?
I think very importantly is because as someone always likes something new, also continue innovating, we also always use customers' feedback to calibrate what's needs now rather than future. So that's also a very important approach that Appier take, that customer-driven innovations. But looking at hats, just like one of project I worked on back in 2006, probably also along while your comments that ahead of time that I make a intelligent table robot, a robot that can form a table that can adjust to your sitting posture and also can even walk with you when you need to set up a table, etc. So back during that time, I was imagining that everything in our environment eventually will become intelligent. So with the decrease of computational costs and also the GenAI technology getting more popular and can be installed everywhere, so you can imagine we are in the environments full of intelligent agents. some agents are furniture, some agents are the building, and some furnitures are the foods, and so those actually provide you different information or different decisions to be made. And very importantly, as human being, we need to be a leader and also to orchestrate all the smart agents in our environments that actually make us to have a supercharged with a superpower, and instead of being controlled by such an agent works. And so adopting new technology and get used to work with agents becomes such an important subject as a modern human being.
I would love a table robot, and I'm looking forward to the world that you're building.